I have participated in the Fist Fight tournament. This is how the rule set was looking like. Actual level cap was 151, which is rather unusual. It was essentially an interesting experience because of that. I have made quite interesting build myself. The best potential setup that you could go with was rather the dexterity build. Meanwhile, as you can see over here, I was rather running the Arcane. It was Arcane build, and I was using the Star Fists. It did way better than I have anticipated. Kind of spoiling ahead, I didn't win this tournament. I have got the second place. The winner was Space, another gamer from the leaderboards that is quite experienced. Endless fucking confusion when it comes to the first fight. So, the reality of the tournament. I think the tournament starts at the 11 PM of my time. Turns out it starts at the 10 PM. I set myself the alarm to wake up at 10 PM because I basically was on the sleep deprived before and decided to take at least like a 3 hours long nap. My girlfriend like woke me up. I just like was, okay, I still have like the whole 1 hour to the tournament. So I was like chilling. I was like, man, like that's the whole hour to the tournament. And then I'm getting spammed on Discord. It's like, still where are you? Still where are you? Still where are you? Still, you forgot about the tournament? Hello, still, where are you? I'm like, aha, what the fuck? I checked the times again, turned out it is indeed like tournament supposed to start at the 10 PM of my time and not 11. So I just woke up. I went to the PC, until that on the PC, and I immediately went onto the checkout. This fight starts 4 minutes after I have started live streaming. And I have started live streaming before I even turned on the game. It was fucking mess. That being said, this is my first round. And turns out it is actually BO1. I thought it is BO3. I am used, you know, the turn needs to be at least BO3. And essentially, like the gamer, turned out like it would end up potentially very, very poorly if I wouldn't really win that round. And you can actually see how many stupid things I'm doing here. I'm like attacking with the one-handed version of the attack and so on, without the power stance, because yeah, I am literally half alive. I'm not sure what I'm even doing. Like but yeah, that being said, that was a very interesting wake-up call. So my opponent is playing kind of dex build. He also at the beginning of the round basically poisoned himself to get the bonus out of that hat that he has, and he probably also uses the talisman that gives him additional percentage of the AR for being poisoned or poison someone. But yeah, I just killed him. I killed him, I finished the round, and like I was getting like already mentally prepared for the second round, but people are like, hey, no, it's over, GG. I have fought Survias, and then like I went onto the duel against Eisenwave, also known as Eisenberg, the Lord of the Blue Empire. Funny thing about duel against Eisen, let's hear it together.
As I said, if Stilovsky wins against me with Starfists and he's not using claws or prosthesis, but just the fucking like if he doesn't use the prosthesis moveset weapons and he doesn't use claws, then I'm gifting him 10 subs. If he wins with that.
He fucked himself up on his own wish, man. We're starting. I was getting hit by so many of the Beastrors, and this tournament proven me that I have very poor pre-neutral game, and I have to work on it a lot. Well, I do not really participate in the ladder anymore. Very rarely making any duels there, and yeah, I am basically out of the touch. I definitely supposed to spend some time getting better on it. As you can see, like, yet another Beastror landed, and another one. I'm just getting hit by these projectiles over and over. So I have poisoned my opponent. Because of that, I'm swapping my hat. I'm getting back my poise, but I got hit in the meanwhile. It's just very clear that I am not paying as much attention as I should. Applying the pressure, but I thought I already had the occult Star Fists. I apparently didn't. Here I even forgot to get myself the freaking two-handed version again. So the first round, basically absolute mess, and let's look it up again. Jump attack here. It gave me information that I stand no chance against the dual prosthesis jump attacks, so the aerial combat is not an option, or I have to hit like early eventually. So that was like very good information. Immediately onto the second round. This time I have avoided being hit by the Beast Roar. And like the thing about Beast Roars and Fan Daggers, as you can see, like I use quite a lot of Fan Daggers, and that's how you're supposed to play on this tournament, because in this tournament there is no regeneration at all, like essentially no passive regeneration. So that means that Fan Daggers are very strong, and therefore the Dexterity build is technically like the best option. But yeah, as I said, I wanted to try something else, yeah? So I went with technically build that's supposed to benefit the most out of trading. I let off the pressure on the gamer because I'm fucking idiot, I guess. I shouldn't do that. But then I just started just like, you know, kind of pressuring Aizen over and over. I keep on doing that on the poison fists because yet again I am an idiot and I am completely unfocused. I supposed to swap them long time ago. That's what I did now. So this attack of the fist stars has actually 11 startup frames, which is, well, essentially one of the fastest attacks in the game. That being said, the downside of it is like very long recovery. It's like, I mean like very, like it just has long recovery, yeah? I would say like prosthesis is like way better, or even like a weapon similar to Fist Star, just with keen scaling instead, yeah? Essentially, so far the duel looks quite good, that's for sure. I am in the lead. Aizen kind of, you know, like he's still trying to do stuff around and so on, but I am kind of trivializing any attempt of his running attack with the light rolls, because yes, I am running the light rolls on this build. So ultimately the situation working in the way that he cannot like keep on applying pressure, like the way how I keep on applying pressure on him when I am doing the running attack after the running attack and so on, it's something that, well, he cannot do on me, and that would be like a huge benefit of the weapon that he's using, as the veteran's prosthesis is just very, very good at simply applying pressure. But yeah, just because of the light rolls, it just cannot be done in his case. This is the last duel against Aizen. Gamer was malding a lot on his live stream, which is not really a good thing to do when you are like in the middle of the duels. And I think like the huge part why he lost this particular duel is mostly because he just like his mental got like very, very weak. Like he got very, very upset on these running attacks that were chipping him for like 130 to 170 damage, and ultimately like he wasn't, you know, he wasn't focusing as much as he could. That being said, I think like at the beginning of this fight I'm gonna get absolutely wrecked. Yet again the Beast Roar problem, clearly. So yeah, I am on a huge disadvantage, and I also got poisoned. That being said, I negated most of it, and I still have like the additional AR, the same amount that Aizen got, because I am running the mushroom helmet. This time I have managed to finally space the freaking Beast Roar. Rare double connected running R1. Usually it is only one hit. Like this attack, the running attack doesn't really have that great of tracking, to be honest. So yeah, it's not really that easy to hit. Like the first chunk of damage, like the first part, sure. The second, not really. Here I'm using Endure to reset my poise after I have swapped my equipment, just to have like the full ammo of 73, which is the tournament limit. And what, we are essentially playing the passive gameplay here a little bit, or maybe passive, just looking for the opportunity to find the opening on each other. I got that aerial hit, which is very, very nice for me. Little bit mistimed by me. Maybe I just simply not supposed to jump, I guess. I'm supposed to roll out. That probably would make sense. Speaking of which, like, fighting with the fist weapons, and especially the Star Fist, was so much fun. Because this is like a setup that I'm never gonna use again unless there's gonna be a specific tournament. And in the vast majority of the cases, if like stuff like a Bistro are gonna be not banned, or like fan daggers not gonna be banned, or there will be no like a passive healing available whatsoever, then I'm gonna be running Dex build, and then Starfists are not gonna be worth it most likely. So yeah, it was it was interesting experience to run this. Another chip. Gamer is running the Blue Feather here, but yeah, I just buffered that running attack and I hit him twice, and this is how I won. So the another match is between me and Yuzu. That match was very, very interesting. That being said, we are starting. This is the first round. So Yuzu is running the dexterity build with the Star Fists, which is very interesting. It's still like probably better than my build, to be honest. Just look like even on the damage output. In the first round, Yuzu especially like dominated over me, in the meaning that I was playing ultra aggro, because my general idea behind this build is to force as many trades as possible to win because of the status effects that I would be applying, as yeah, it is Arcane build after all. I have had to change my strategy completely because I have realized that just simply doesn't work. But yeah, the first round kinda unfortunate. I'm basically getting bodied. I have landed like one real hit on Yuzu so far, and the match is going to end very, very soon, because yeah, it's just I'm just simply like playing poorly. It's like there is not much else to say. Absolute fucking disgrace on my side. As you can see, I'm just getting like essentially bodied. And here, like, I thought that I have chipped enough poise damage of Yuzu, so he's simply gonna get staggered. But yeah, I apparently counted the things wrongly. I have used my beloved corner again, for the sake of to safely put my flask on. I have completely misjudged the distance here, but it is fine. I have swapped to the talisman that regenerates my HP when I'm gonna hit the opponent multiple times in a row, because yeah, as I said before, the idea was to simply trade a lot on this build, and oh man, I was so incredibly mistaken. It's like it was such a bad idea. On the fists, you do not really trading that much apparently. It's like not that good of setup for the sake of trading, as it turns out. It's more like you are just chipping a lot. But yeah, to be absolutely honest, I never played with the fist weapons before, so this is only to be expected to be goofy about. But yeah, that being said, we can see Yuzu swapping to the prosthesis. Essentially, like, this match like looks so much better than the previous one, as I am just spacing better. I do not play for the trades anymore. From now on, I am trying to look for the opportunity to simply chip my opponent and just progress slowly and abuse the light rolls for the sake of to get out of the danger and then like reset to the neutral. We got the freaking Bistro here. Sadly, like, my Bistros just do not deal that much damage, because yeah, like, Bistros are purely dex scaling. Yuzu did big L2. This actually thing is quite interesting if you're gonna land the first part. Attempted my trading plan, but yeah, as you can see, it just doesn't work very well. You don't have enough time to do it. Another chip. Another chip. And essentially finish it after all. Alright, we get like the third match. And this one is quite interesting, because I fucked up with my positioning. My lovely corner actually let me down here. Didn't protect me. I also like fucked up a lot of just like neutral gaming here. Also, I have no idea how that missed. I mean, like, I know how that missed, but yeah, essentially it doesn't look good. Yeah, I'm getting absolutely freaked so far. I'm thinking what to actually do here. So I guess like I ended up with the solution that I'm just gonna take the Lord's Talisman and gonna try to bleed out the gamer and get the additional damage out of it. Good neutral. I knew that Yuzu gonna try to force here because of the ammo of the HP. And yeah, I essentially finished this fight by spacing out the gamer on the Bistro and finishing the match. That was interesting. Like, notice that Yuzu essentially didn't use the flask in the previews and that fight. It's because Yuzu prefers to use the flask later into the fight for the sake of to play on time a little bit and then gain the advantage out of it. I myself rather prefer to play it safe and use the flask early into the match because I just find it quite dangerous, especially in a game that has that much of damage overall. Okay, so finals are against Space Glider, humongous ladder player. He has like very good build. Space absolutely like came prepared. And yet again, my absolute fucking idiotic spacing, or just like more like positioning on the beginning of the match. I kind of don't understand how that landed, to be honest. I was very confused. As technically I was just running to the side. Maybe it's because, like, you know, the thing hit the wall, and because of that some sort of the additional AoE like happens on the hitbox. I have no idea. I kind of don't understand why I got hit here. But yeah, these Bistros hurt a lot, that's for sure. So, the common thing for me is that every single BO3 I am essentially losing on the first round, and then I am coming back. It was similar story here. That being said, as for now it just looks very grim for me, and indeed I am going to lose that first round. I just do not really have at the given moment much of the game plan. I'm just trying to play the defaults, but I am on the humongous disadvantage at this point. We are trying to exchange the range attacks here a little bit. That parry, that space attempt, it was just like he simply swapped to something and used the parry, and that's not exactly what he wanted to do. He probably wanted to use the Bistro. Yeah, exactly like he did here. And yet again, I'm just getting hit. Like the amount of the... I think if I would play this tournament again with my current knowledge, I would try to apply more and more pressure in the close range combat, despite being on the HP disadvantage. As basically, well, like on the long range fight, I am going to lose just because of the statistical difference. I was thinking if I could potentially like attack here before, and I probably could. And then like I got finished with pan daggers. I went out immediately because I essentially do not really have anything else to do. Sadly, the situation looking the way that I just kind of don't really have any response to the fan daggers, as his fan daggers are just like quite freaking powerful. And essentially this one is going to be won, so indeed like I kind of adjusted my gameplay. That being said, I still got chipped. Nothing new here. Here I got hit by Bistro, but I think it is because I have accidentally... Yeah, I attempted the roll here. There was a roll input, I just simply accidentally pivoted. Space on the Bistro, it is like very, very, very dangerous, man. For some particular reason, in these fights, I am getting hit by the Bistros over and over. But like, it has to be done, otherwise I don't really have much of the openings. To be honest, I didn't have to roll here. But it seems like just running to the right side like works. If Space would unlock and try to hit me with the unlock, I probably would get hit. That being said, he's actually on the mouse and keyboard, so he doesn't have that much of the freedom of the basically free aim as controller players in case of Dark Souls games. But yeah, I'm applying the pressure here. Gamer tries a neutral jump. The thing about neutral jump into the R2 is that like it is quite fucking obvious because the model of the player just spreads its hands, so you can do things on the reaction. Here I proc the bleed, I killed the gamer. So like essentially the finals is like the last round of the finals is a mistake on mistake, and Space, great adaptation to the situation. He finally started using a lot of the fan daggers. Look how much damage it deals. Like that headshot over here was like 150 damage, something like that. 120, 150 only, and the other chips also like dealing a lot of damage, and that's what he's supposed to really do from the very beginning, and that's essentially how the meta was looking like for this tournament. Is because, as I said, no regen, possibility to use fan daggers equals very, very powerful poke on the Dex build, as these tools actually scale with the Dex build. I rolled too late. It's just looking grim. Another, like, you know, another attempt to stop the throwing daggers, the fan daggers ended up in me just being on the freaking ground. I just, like, you know, the parry attempt, by the way, it kind of was like, you know, attempt to surprise the opponent. Sadly, like, I think like I was too aggressive here. Like, my girlfriend, when she like watched this match, she was like, I'm kind of looking like I just want to be over with it, and not exactly the case. I think I just didn't adapt it in the middle of the fight, so the last match of the finals was just like a bad idea of the strategy I supposed to use and lack of adaptation on the flight, and I got bodied because of that. Absolutely deserved. And that's essentially how the gaming on the Fist tournament ends. I have gotten the second place. But yeah, the tournament, absolutely fantastic. Brooke and her team did a god's job to kind of maintain the tournament. It went very, very smoothly too. It was actually very surprising that the tournament was concluded in 2 hours and 30 minutes.